Welcome to Danu on Fire right here on Hi TV, your luxury channel. If you're wondering what is this noise, well, we are sitting in the heart of Colombo at Hilton Residences and at the same time going through office hours to do this show. But happily, we are the only ones who are here at this very moment. And with me, I have someone who has been just collecting up her awards this year, Tania Wettimuny. Hello.
Hello, hi, Danu.
How are you? I'm so happy to
fine.
have you on the show. You're looking fabulous as always.
Thank you.
So, Tania, you are into logistics.
Right.
It's a very boring job,
Really?
but
Who
you
says?
make it sexy. That's what I want to know.
Thank you.
So, I want to know, how did you end up in logistics?
That's true.
Because I thought you'll be more into like something out there.
Why logistics out
That's
there?
what, so you were made it like that.
Yes.
So tell me.
It's very interesting. I mean, I didn't know. I'm from Kurunagal. I studied in Kandy. I didn't know anything about logistics. But my older brother.
Yeah, a lot of achieving people are from Kurunagal. Huh?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
God, why not?
Celine.
Huh? Lots
Yeah.
of people. So he enrolled to do a cargo course at Sri Lankan Airlines, and then he played cricket at that time for the school, and he was chosen to go to England with the under 15 team. So then Sri Lankan Airlines said they cannot refund the money. So being the next in the family, my mother insisted that I go. I was in grade 9 or 10 at that time, I think 10, and then ended up doing the course.
While you were in school?
While I was in school, I was in
Wow.
boarding school, mind you. Then came to Colombo, stayed here for about a week or week and a half, and did the course, got the highest marks ever.
Whoa.
Yes, and went back. Year and a half later, I think some multinationals, they were looking for interns
Right.
to enroll.
And
then,
still you would have been, what, 18?
yeah, so no, 17. And then we kept on getting these letters asking for us to come here and then meet up with them. And I came here, met up. I liked it so much. For me, the fact was like, oh, I'm going to work.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Anyway, we had to wait for 2 years to do our the get to the universities because of the JVP problem. Remember that time? So came back and never looked back. Very interesting.
What is your brother doing now?
He's a banker by profession.
He left the trade fully.
He never got into the trade.
Yes.
My younger brother is in the trade now
Right.
after me, and older brother never got into it. He's a banker. But you know, logistics is very, very interesting. You get to meet people all over the world.
That is true.
Travel, see places. I mean, it's amazing. It's a really fun job.
And also, it's a lot of responsibility because you're taking over somebody's something to some other place and your neck is on the line.
All the time.
Yes.
All the time. But I mean, any job today, it's like that, right? And this logistic, it's no difference. It's your undertaking on behalf of somebody else, right? But this comes with a lot of, I get international exposure and interaction with larger buyers, the brands. I mean, I love it.
That's amazing. That's good to hear. Tania, tell me about a girl from Kurunagala coming into Colombo at that time, seeing the life here and also socializing, having small talk, creating a network. Was it hard?
It was hard. It was very hard because when I came here, I didn't know any business community, right? I came as a fresher. I knew lots of people from the school, from school time and friends, but they were not working at that time.
Right.
So it was very, very difficult. So we have this running joke among my friends that whatever I got invited, right? I didn't know whether it's relevant to me or whether it's like any cocktail or any seminar. I used to just go. And with my visiting cards. And I used to give my visiting cards to every single person. So one night there was this person was so drunk. I can't mention the name, very well known person. I gave my visiting card and my friend was standing next to me and said, he's going to put that card in his pocket, and next day if his wife is going to open it and find out whose card is this, and you might get
Who is this Tania?
Yes, and end up getting into trouble. But no, it was very difficult. But
did he call you the next day?
no, he didn't. He didn't, but that is okay. No, it was very difficult. But I knew after a while it's not going to be easy. So I had a choice of whether changing or staying. And I decided to stay.
Stay. It's always easier to put there and work your way there. It's
Sometimes you have to like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Then only you will take that, stand. But if
Yeah.
you are just doing it for the sake of doing, then you will not take that stand. And I liked it, and so I stayed on.
all right. Well, there's always something cool when it comes to creating a new space for you from where you come from. But we're getting into a break. When we do come back, I want to speak to you about, like I was at the Chamber Awards the other day, and every 2 minutes they're like, Tania Wettimuny, Tania. I was like, you rather just sit and wait at the stage. So I wanted to know how it is to, come to this place and celebrate your achievements. We'll speak more when we do come back. Please stick around. This is Danu. Welcome back to the show. It's Danu on Fire. I'm speaking to Tania. Wanted to speak a little bit about awards. They say awards is not the thing when it comes to work, but you seem to be getting a lot of it. Let's speak about this year has been quite a fruitful year for you.
Sure.
Tell me about it.
You correctly said winning awards, not the ultimatum for anyone, but it's very encouraging. It's very encouraging more so, especially the industry, the field that I am in. It's perceived to be male dominant, right? It's very few
Women.
have women, and we have lots of women doing a lot of back office functions at a very operational level. But at a senior level, sadly, only very few because of the mindset again, right? So for me, it's very humbling to receive these awards, but it's, for me, I look at it as I want the next generation, young girls of tomorrow, to look at logistics as a mainstream of opportunity or career.
Yeah, that is paved as an option for them to choose from.
Sure, and for them to see, yes, if I'm passionate and if I'm committed, and there is an opportunity for me to excel. That's what I them to, when they see those awards and anything that I have done, for me, it's very important that I carry that message.
Through.
Yes,
Yeah.
through and yes.
There's always this talk, that, women finding their foot in business or being recognized at a senior level is always a hard task. And there's a lot of red tapes, there's a lot of favors that need to be done to achieve that. Would you stand by that viewpoint or that opinion that people have?
See, yes or no, but if you ask me as personally whether I have experienced something, I would say negligible. I cannot harp on that, right? But I'm sure there are many who would have gone through that hardship, and we know there are genuine cases. Even though it's a male-dominant industry, I have never felt that I was not given the equal opportunity, right? Maybe it's my personality, I would say, and also how I carried on with doing what I was doing. For me, when I came from Kurunegala and when I got into the industry, I didn't know it was male dominant. So for me, it didn't matter. The gender didn't bother me.
For you, it was just go do your job.
Go do what I like and have the feeling that I'm not a very ambitious child, but if something is given to me, I want to excel in it. I want to thrive. So that's the mindset that I had. So, and I must say, all the seniors, in the industry, they've always supported me. To say so, I'm the first female chairperson of Sri Lanka Logistics and Freight Forwarders Association, first in the Asia. And so you have 12 executive committee members, they appoint you.
And this is a appointed position.
It was appointed position. So it says that, what does it say? That means if you are good at your job and if you're committed and if you prove yourself, I think
you're good to go.
Good to go, and there's so much of opportunity and you work at it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you know, there's another thing. When women try to come up, other women can hold them down.
Yes, to a certain extent, I agree to that.
And how do you work around that? And women, or like, you know, when a woman is coming up, lots of stories will come around. As an individual, as a person who is career driven in life to balance life, do you feel down about it when you hear things about you?
At the beginning, yes, I used to feel it, but then I realized that if you try to focus on those things, it's actually harmful to yourself, right? Your focus goes away. So I decided that I'm not going to focus on that. I mean, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, right? That doesn't mean that you accept it. So for me, it doesn't matter if it's what is being criticized. If it's constructive and if it's productive, I will embrace it. If it's not relevant, then I will just pretend that I didn't hear.
It's easier that way.
Yeah.
For you, is it easier for you to work with boys or girls, men or women?
I think men. Sorry, not because I will have advantage over, but I think we as women sometimes we are very critical about things. We are very opinionated about things, right? So I find it little tough. If you're strong-minded, right?
And when your opinions are very strong and you are not going to.
Yes. So I think I don't know, for some reason maybe I started working with all men around me. So maybe that's how I feel it. Maybe my opinion is not accurate, but this is how I feel it. I find it slightly easier.
Amazing. All right, she's also vegetarian. We're going to speak more about when we do come back. All the food that we are eating today is also vegetarian. We'll see you on the other side. Welcome back to the show. We're checking out Basico here at Hilton Residences. This is our final segment. Why are you vegetarian? I'm going to keep this cushion.
Why? Why shouldn't I?
No, I'm just asking. Like, curiosity killed the cat.
Okay, no. So 13 or 14 years ago, during the Lent, with a friend, I just thought, why not? She said she's a vegetarian. We have gone out for dinner. So I said, I like to try. And I loved it so much, I stayed on.
But you have egg.
Yes, I eat eggs.
Because there'll be nothing to eat.
Why? There's so
Because you're
many
eating
stuff.
into animals' food.
No.
Just saying.
Am I? Okay.
But now tell me, Tania, you are a mum. Well, mum in a way, you know?
Yes, in a way.
In a way, you're a mama. You have 2 kids. Balanced life. How would you describe a life that's balanced?
I don't think you can have a balanced life. I think it's just a perception. You cannot have a balanced life.
People tell me, you wake up at 5 o'clock, go to the gym. How man, today in the morning I wanted to wake up at 7 o'clock, yet I couldn't get out of bed.
You need to sleep early for that.
Yeah, correct, thank you.
So no, there's no balanced life. Some days that you are so busy up to your neck with work or issues with your parents, you know, you have to deal with, not issues, but you know, taking care of them and doing stuff, or your husband, or your nieces, nephews, everything some days, or your friends, or yourself. But there are days that you're pretty free to do whatever you want to do. So I don't think we should try to strike a balance. I think what we have to do is enjoy whatever we are doing and plan ahead. If you plan ahead, you can balance it some way, but I don't think anyone can have that so-called balanced life.
Yeah,
It's
which is
not.
picture perfect when you write it.
No, yeah.
Yeah. How do you sort of describe this thing called Colombo society that people always talk about? Oh, I'm part of the society. I'm one of the A-listers of the society. A Kurunagala girl, can she get into the society?
Why are you putting me into a spot?
No, I'm asking so about the society.
No, I think society is very good. Society has been very kind to me.
That's nice.
Yes, have accepted in some societies. There's societies, right? So it's again that, one thing you have to be mindful. Don't talk about people. If it's not relevant to you,
Yeah,
just
before
don't.
you finish the conversation here, the person has
Yes.
already heard it.
So don't. One thing I will not encourage or I will not do is gossip about somebody else.
How do you find the trusting ones who you can actually open up and have a conversation with?
Those are people who are, yeah, that's true. It's very difficult to find. But if you have true friends and friends who have been with you for the longest time and irrespective of what you have achieved in life, I think I'm very blessed. I have so many friends like that. And again, Danu, it's also, it's how you also with your friends, how you're with people, right? You build trust. Trust is not just one way, right? So I think it's up to the individuals to build that trust around and create that trust with others. So I think if you're trusted, I think
You can trust.
Yes, you can trust. So
To the little girl, Tania, what would you tell her?
don't change anything.
Because there are so many people out there today, especially in Sri Lanka, they're held back because of language, they're held back because of their society standards, they're held back by their environment. They're like, Api hondane, I don't think I'm good at it. No, what would people say? And especially for young girls, they have been asked to think less. Not here maybe, but in other areas
general,
of Sri
yeah.
Lanka. And up to date, if you're thinking that kind of mindset has moved on, it's still there. And when you work on grassroots levels, you get to see them. As somebody who was so alien to this buzz, this is far from a buzz in the US, like a boost buzz in Colombo, what would you tell them? What would you tell those girls?
See, when I also came from Kurunagala, I had the similar experience because we never spoke in English at home, only in school with my friends, and so I.
Posh
So
school in Kurunagala.
had that the fear in my mind.
You went to a
to
Catholic school?
I went to an Anglican school, Hillwood College, Candy. I think at that time it was private. In a boarding school, we had only 1,000 students. So I had that same perception, and I remember several people telling me also, you have to improve your English. But I had that fear for the longest time, right?
I still kind of killed the queen, or even after she's dead.
I mean, it's fine because, it's not your mother tongue.
Yeah,
it's
true.
okay to make mistakes, but if I'm speaking in Sinhalese and if I have an accent or if I say wrong words, I think that's where I have to be really ashamed of myself, embarrassed about it.
Of course.
So for me, through the years, maybe it comes with the maturity. So if I'm to say somebody, please don't worry. If you can't express in a foreign language, use your own language. Look at a lot of other countries. President of China, right? He speaks in his own language. He's not embarrassed to do that. So why are we embarrassed here? It's just I think in Sri Lanka that we have this mindset that, you have to be fluent in English. I don't believe that. If you are excellent, it's another language. It's always
a tool
advantage.
to communicate.
Yes, to
Simple
communicate.
Simon thing. I know.
So I think no one should be fearful of that. What you have to be worried or concerned, whatever you do, you have to feel committed. You have to feel that it's the right thing and you're the right person to do. That's what is important, not the language.
Question, can you cook?
very well.
Really?
Very
What's
well.
the type of food that you cook?
So my tiramisu is really nice. I can make love cake. I can bake quite a bit. Whenever we have dinners or parties with my friends, will listen and I have to tell the truth. We cook always at home. We don't order from outside. So yes, I can cook. I can cook anything. I can cook polo stew, crabs to steaks, and I make every year 500 pieces of Christmas cake for my family.
God.
Yes.
Wrapped and all individually.
All wrapped and individually.
You are a very talented girl. Not only talented, you have the time to wrap the 500.
Of course, I have a lot of support at home, but no, I can cook.
That's amazing. You know, those are the things that make Christmas Christmas.
Yes,
yeah,
doing
you need
everything,
to sit and cut the fruit, then like see
yes,
that thing
yes, marinate it,
and also that smell.
Yes,
it's always nice.
and put half a bottle of brandy into it.
You have to sort of.
That's the fun part of it.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap things up. So I'll tell you when I first met Tania. Like, of course, I've seen her around in society, but you know, she did something really sweet. Like, she bought drinks for everyone who was around there, and we didn't know each other. And I just went and sat with one of my friends who's a designer in this corner because it was so warm at this show. And she was like, oh, she got drinks for everyone. And I said, I don't drink. And she was like, oh, really? Let me just get like an orange juice for you. And I was like, this woman doesn't even know me, but she's so
That's all
kind.
right. You don't have to know to be nice to someone.
But it was really, really sweet. And that's why we started to talk. And after that, we have kept in touch. And
yes, nice.
That's amazing.
Yes. But I'm sad to hear that you got what? Not the orange juice.
No, they gave me the fake one. They gave me the cordial, but I somehow like drank it. So it was so warm. I would have even drunk my own
Yes, I remember
sweat.
it was outside.
Yes, it was
Colombo Fashion Week.
Correct.
Was it Colombo
It was
Fashion
not there.
Week?
Also, it was a temperature
Yes,
spot.
it's
Yeah. Anyway, on that note, we need to wrap things up. Thank you, Tania, for being here.
Thank you, Danu.
Absolutely
Thank you very
lovely
much.
having a chat with you.
Thank you.
We will see you soon, so be positive until we see you again. You keep smiling. It's a wrap.